this video I wanted to talk about health and weight loss and maintaining your weight, as well as UTIs. What I find that is very important is paying attention to what you put in your body. I think it's important that you cut out things that have, like, well, for me, I gained weight from a lot of sugar and just poor eating, like fast food every day, every other day, whenever. It was just too frequent. When I tell you guys happy hour, you know, alcohol has a lot of sugar in it, a lot of calories in it. I wasn't really a candy eater, so my sugar wasn't really coming from like candy and ice cream and cookies, like, you know, people that drink beer and they get beer bellies and just all that stuff. It just doesn't feel good. So as I started to and I don't know what made me do this. You know what, I think when I became pregnant and I began to nurse my son, I knew it was important that what I put in my body, you know, was good for him because it would affect him. So I cut out a lot of things just like naturally. So like, you know, sodas, I don't really drink sodas like that. I probably maybe would have 2 a month nowadays, maybe if that. We can have a whole container of like apple juice, and that's normally Nehemiah's juice, and I give him like a half a cup every day or every other day. Eat a lot of fast food. I just enjoy cooking now because, you know, you can kind of watch it, be prepared, you know what you're cooking, you know how much seasoning you're using, you know, and you can control it better. So and Nehemiah loves comfort food. Like, he really don't like fast food, and it's like, oh my gosh, I talked about that before, when I'm on the go and I just want to get something and he kind of won't eat it, you know. He likes that home cooked meal. And so it kind of made me, you know, learn how to fix foods like that for him and not think about myself and just go, you know, eat fast food and stuff like that. So I think what's important to maintain your weight, or even like, well, once you get to that part when you cut out things that are not good for you, then you begin to see results and you like the results that you see, so you begin to maintain it. Like, it's easier for me to maintain my weight now because I like where I'm at. I mean, I'm really skinny to me, but I used to be really bigger, and I feel like I walk better, you know, because I'm not as heavy. I feel like I have more energy. I feel like I just feel real good and I look good. So it's like, yeah, that's a plus, right? So it just makes me want to maintain my weight. Like, I don't count like, I don't look at calories. I don't count carbs or whatever. I don't cut out bread and stuff like that. Like, if I'm doing a challenge where it's like, you know, no breads or no carbs or something like that, then that's one thing. But I don't have to cut stuff from my diet because I just learned to eat what's good for me, and I prefer that over the bad stuff. So that's like how I lost so much weight and how I maintain my weight. And, you know, when I cut out the alcohol, I cut out the fast food, like, the weight just began to fall off of me. And it stays off because I don't drink anymore. It's been a whole year, woohoo. So it's possible. And I just don't eat fast food like that. Like I said, candy and stuff, I like sweets here and there when I'm craving it, but I don't just eat candy like every day. So, and then health. I think it's important that you maintain a good, healthy eating habit so that you can have, you know, so that you kind of don't have to worry about some complications, you know, that's out there, whether it's high cholesterol, diabetes, all those, you know, those things that have an effect based on what you're eating. So I think if you can start now, it's better, you know, than never. But if you have children and, you know, you want them to have strong bones, healthy, you know, practice with them, you know, give them greens and vegetables, you know, smoothies, you know, bake food, you know, some red meats here and there. We don't eat pork, but it's like, you know, cut out fast food, cut out the snacks and the treats and all that. Give them healthy alternatives, carrots, apples, apples, celery, you know what I mean? If they can eat peanut butter, put peanut butter on the apples, peanut butter on the celery sticks. Like, you know, figure out a way to help incorporate that in your child's life, because it's going to be good for them, you know. It's not good when we give them bad things and then they get older and they have all these complications, or they're obese, they're getting teased in school, bullied, you know, they can't run, they have asthma, all those things. So I think it's important that you have a healthy eating habit, you know, healthy eating, so that you can have, you know, a healthy life. So I hope that kind of makes sense. And then I want to talk about UTIs, because UTIs is a urinary tract infection, and it's kind of common for, you know, well, it is common for people with spina bifida, but I'm learning that there are people that I am, you know, learning of that have, you know, that get kind of frequent UTIs, and they don't have spina bifida. So when I think about UTIs, I know for sure I would get a lot of UTIs is from being sexually active. I'm not saying with multiple partners, but with one partner, any partner, if you know, if you're sleeping with one partner, being sexually active, wiping the wrong way, you know, as a woman you're supposed to wipe from the front to the back, and being clean and not holding your urine in and peeing late, you know, if you feel the urge, you need to go. Don't hold it in till you can't hold it no more, because that causes an infection too. So when I realized, once I cut out, once I no longer fornicated, because, you know, I'm not married, so once I stopped fornicating, I didn't get UTIs frequent. So it made me think, like, okay, what are they doing down there? You know what I mean? Like, where's the bacteria coming from? So I just know that when you're sexually active, when you're not wiping the right way, when you're not, you know, emptying out your bladder as you should regularly, if you're poorly drinking water is very important. Like, I drank this today. I need to finish the rest of it, but I need to be drinking more of these. I have like a jug that I normally carry around, but yeah, water is so important. Water is very, very important to flush out all those toxins, all those the bacteria, whatever it may be. Water is very important. I just learned that caffeine can cause UTIs, and I didn't know that, and I'm like, great, because I've been drinking green tea and it's caffeinated. If that's a word, I think so. But I'm like, oh great, you know, I don't want to get one. And you know, when you self-cath, you're prone to get UTIs. It just is what it is. But I want to tell you guys, it's been a long time since I had a UTI. I'm saying like 3 years. Yes, son. Okay. Like 3 years, you know, I wasn't sexually active, and I don't know, I can't just blame it on that. Well, I started drinking water, you know, and just, you know, eating healthier, no papa, eating healthier, you know, and things of that sort. But what I do know that also gave me UTIs is having to reuse my catheters. So in the transition of moving to Sacramento to Vegas, I didn't have a doctor, and my old doctor, I was off their plan, the coverage, because of, you know, my age. So I had to reuse my catheters for a minute, and that was so stressful because I knew using catheters, it says on the wrapper that you shouldn't reuse the catheters. And some doctors will say that's not true. The manufacturers just want you to pay for more catheters, but the doctors want you to come in to get the antibiotics, you know what I mean, to treat the, you know, the infection. So don't reuse catheters. It's not good. I know sometimes we have no choice. Maybe you leave it somewhere. Maybe you accidentally drop your last one in the toilet and you ain't going home till 3 hours, an hour, whatever. I get it. I know. I understand. So if you can minimize reusing catheters, it's you know, it will really cut back on UTIs. And Liberator Mutual, I think that's the name of them. Liberator Mutual. I think that's the name. Or is that a bank? Catheter Mutual. I'll put the name up. But they were a lifesaver. Like, I found a doctor through Medicare. The doctor wrote the prescription. I went online, or I called them, and they ordered the catheters for me. Like, the doctor didn't even order the catheters for me right out here. Like, that was just so stressful. But they ordered it for me, got me my supply, and they come, you know, every 3 months, and it's really helping me because I don't have to worry about a UTI no time soon. So cranberry juice is one thing I know I used to take a lot when I was a child, when I was younger, you know, to help flush out, you know, any kind of bacteria that you have. If you don't like the taste of cranberry juice, put it in a smoothie. You won't taste it at all. Spinach, your favorite fruits, you know, drink it. A lot of water, so a lot of water flushes you out. And I'm not condoning, well, okay, so if you're married and you're sexually active, they say to pee, I think, either after or before you're getting ready to do the do. I for sure know it's after because, well, I think it's after. It's either before or after or both. But I think it's for sure after because, you know, whatever may have got in the urethra, you want to flush it out when you pee, so right after. And if you can take a shower, that would be great as well. And just making sure you guys are clean, hands are clean, your body parts are clean down there, and you're staying on top of that. I think if you use, like, maybe if you use panty liners, and if your panty liner is somewhat soiled, I think, you know, it's important that you change out the panty liner because, you know, when you're prone to UTIs, you want to just make sure you're staying on top of all of that. So, you know, don't use a panty liner for the whole day because if you have discharge or leakage or something, you don't want to be sitting on that like all day. You know what I mean? It's just not good, and then it's rubbing, and, you know, it's causing friction and tension. It's probably getting in the urethra, and it's just probably not good. I mean, I would just assume, right? So I think you know, that's something that you should do. What else? Products. I have very sensitive skin, so when I see people or know people that use feminine wash, like, you know, like Caress, Tone, the St. Ives, you know, body wash for the body and the feminine area down there, I feel like too much fragrance and stuff like that can irritate it, and that can probably, you know, do something to it as well. So I feel like if you're going to use feminine products, try and make sure they're fragrance free. Okay, this is what I do. I have a separate soap for my body as well as a separate soap for down there. The soap for down there, make sure it's well, it doesn't have to be for sensitive skin, but just make sure it's fragrance free. And then the soap for your body, you still like to smell good, you know, just use a fragrance soap on your body. You're going to spray the body spray. Make sure you're not spraying on the vaginal area itself. You know, spray far away on your, you know, your underwear, but don't spray up close, you know, to where it can get through and start, you know, causing some type of irritation to where you get an infection down there. You know, don't spray on the skin, because that's a big no-no. You know, you about to get probably a yeast infection, a kidney infection, bacteria infection, all that, whatever. And, you know, and that brings me back to health, we put on our body. You know, we need to look at the ingredients and see what it is that we're rubbing into our skin daily. See what we're moisturizing with. See what we're washing our delicate areas with. You know what I mean? So, like, I have feminine wipes, and these ones are the pH ones, and they're St. Ives, and they have a light fragrance, and I probably won't get those again because, you know, like, I just don't be wanting to chance it, and I don't want to put stuff on my body that's just gonna, you know, irritate it. But they're really good St. Ives wipes. Am I even saying that right? But anyways, they're really good wipes. You know, whether you're going number 1, number 2, if you're on your menstrual, if you have discharge, if you're out and about and you have to wipe up, you know, it's the best way, I think, to stay clean, to keep from getting the UTI. You're not always around a sink, and you know, you can't always lather up and, you know, thoroughly wash down there. I think it's better than nothing till you can get to the tub or what, you know, wash up or whatever. I also have the spray, like the body spray, the St. Ives, and I use that because, you know, down there, like, I guess you sweat, women sweat down there, so, you know, that odor or smell of sweat or whatever, like, it's irritating. And if you're out and about and you can't, like, put a brand new fresh pair of, you know, underwear on, you're like, oh my gosh. So, and not only that, what I notice is with spina bifida and having paralysis in our legs, we don't have the ability to kind of like open our legs when we're sitting somewhere. They automatically stay shut. Like, if you don't use your hand to lift your leg up or, you know, separate it, there's no air that can get through, so moisture builds up. So what I noticed is, if I feel like I'm sitting for a long time or if I'm moving around a lot, like, I will just spray some of that, and, you know, it kind of like, it refreshes things. And I'm kind of mindful of it. It bothers me. I don't know about other people, but it just bothers me because I'm like, why does this happen? I know it happens to women, but you know, I just, what for? So that's something that's really good, and that has a fragrance. But like I said, make sure you spray far away, and you're spraying on the underwear, like not up close, not on the vaginal, skin to skin and stuff like that. That will also help you. You know, it's emotional, you know, when you have a, you know, a disability and you get UTIs and you just want to be clean, and you can't do things sometimes like everybody else, or you can't just open your legs and breathe or whatever the case may be. So I feel like if you stay on top of, you know, your hygiene, it will help you feel better. It'll help you, you know, be more prone to take care of your body, you know, and knock those UTIs, you know, down. I don't know. I know men can get those too, kidney infections and bladder infections and stuff, and I can't really say, you know, I guess if they catheter it, just, you know, that's how it's coming in, and maybe even if they're sexually active. So I don't really know any tips, but I believe they can apply that, you know what I mean, except the panty liners, and, you know, they can still get some body mist, you know, musk, and, excuse me, spray down there. They could get some wipes, you know what I mean? I mean, why not? Freshen up, clean up, you know? So, yeah, and I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Nehemiah, he's always trying to get snacks out the cabinet, and clearly it is too late for that. What do you think you're getting?
No, the tractors.
You're not getting no tractors.
Oh, tractor.
So, you just had an ice cream. You think you're getting popsicle?
No,
No, he had an ice cream, guys, and I ate half of it, so that's our dessert for bed. It is actually 8:15, so we are a little behind. In this video, I was supposed to do it earlier, but it was just a busy, productive day today. So I'm just now getting into it. Nehemiah, can you get mommy's phone on the side of the bed? So, anywho, let's see. Anything else? Oh, and take it. Okay, and I think, you know, staying on top of how often you take showers, how often you wash up, you know, I think that's important too. I don't know how often, you know, people take showers and stuff, but I know sometimes you're comfortable with just, you know, taking one shower, and, you know, that's all you can do for whatever reason. So if that's the case, you know, and if you're out and about and you get home, I mean, wash up down there. wash up down there, take a bird bath, get in the, you know, in the tub, wash up, or wash up at the sink, or take a shower, you know, take at least, you know, you know, I ain't gonna say take at least, it, you know, you could do what you can do. So and if you need to wash up more, you know, then just do that. But oh, and like feminine pads, like pads that got fragrance in them, like I wouldn't, I don't feel like, you know, perfume is meant to be in there like that. Like, not when you can get UTIs and kidney and bacteria and all that. I feel like that's just too much friction. But that's just me. And if you haven't had a problem, you know, with none of your feminine products that have spray, then, you know, that's good for you. But I know, you know, for me, I don't want to chance it. And I just would think, you know, I don't know, I just think it's something to think about. You know, we want to smell like roses, you know what I mean, but do it in the right way. You know, don't like subject your vaginal area or your, you know, men, you know, your thing to, you know, like fragrances that's just gonna cause irritation to it, you know. So I'm just saying. And then on the product it says like don't put it on the skin. So if they tell you on these spray bottles, you know, to not put it on the skin, why they make pads that got the fragrance and it's literally on the skin? That's just me though, so I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me something or school me, I don't know. But that's that. So make sure you guys are drinking water, eat healthy, you know. Take your time with it. Like, don't be like, oh my gosh, I gotta cut out this and I gotta stop doing that. Like, take your time with it. Practice, you know. Practice makes perfect, and you will begin to love it. I love eating healthy. Like, I love, you know, let me see, can you guys see my guns? Like, I just love, you know, exercising. No, I don't love exercise. Let me take a look at that. I don't, not exercising, but like exercising when I want to exercise. I love eating healthier than I love exercising. I ain't to that love of exercising yet, but you know, it could get there. I exercise here and there, you know, I like to do it or whatever. Like, let me hit these push-ups for you guys because I haven't done any in like 2 days, you know. So
George and Ellie had found a car body.
okay, I would do something else, but I ain't gonna do all that. So, you know, like, I mean, hit some push-ups right then and there if you can, you know. Do a couple of crunchies, you know. Do some arm lifts, you know. You know, straight out, you know. Just figure, you know, I be making up stuff, and I be feeling it, like, you know, do these a couple times. Do what you can do and find out what works for you. I think it's so important that if we get back to learning our body, you know, figuring out our body, how our body works and functions, because sometimes we grow up too fast trying to be grown and we didn't even get to learn our body, you know what I mean? The precious jewels that we have, you know. So I feel like you should cherish them, you know, and take care of them, you know, and eat healthy and put healthy things in your body so that healthy things can come out. Good things, you know. So that's all. And I'm doing a Q&A video whenever I get questions. I mean, hello. So, you know, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the drop them in the comment box, and you know, I'll put them all together and I'll do a video on that. Some words of wisdom out there for you guys is don't be a victim of your circumstances and your limitations. It just hurts me and breaks my heart. You know, I've heard so many stories on today about children growing up in just abusive homes, relationships, parent neglect, child neglect, and it hurts me so. And some of it is generational, as well as some of it is learned, some of it's from hurt, pain, and I just feel like if you do not know that Jesus Christ is the truth, the life, and the living, he can restore you, he can reshape you, remold you, rebuild you, And he can take away that hurt, he can take away that pain, that learned behavior, all those kind of things, so that you can, you know, have be a new being, you know, in life, you know, a new being in Christ, and don't be a victim of your circumstances and limitations. That don't mean that you can't have happiness. That doesn't mean you can't have love. You can't have a real relationship. You can't be a parent, you know, because of the things that may not have been taught to you, you know, the things that happen to you. You know, it is nothing that God cannot do. So I just, you know, my heart goes out to those in those kind of situations, and people aren't ministering to them, or people aren't showing love and compassion, or not praying for them, but laughing or thinking it's cool, or, you know, allowing them to stay, you know, a victim of their circumstances, you know, and limitations. It just breaks my heart. So, you know, this is to anyone out there that has been abused, sexually molested, physically, you know, abused, abandoned, neglected. The list goes on and on, you know, but I hope you're getting where I'm coming from. There is nothing that the Creator cannot do for you. Give him your hurt, give him your pain, give him whatever it was, you know. Ask him to help you to move forward. Ask him to help you, you know, to move past that. You know, if you did that to somebody else, go to God, ask for forgiveness, repent, and turn away from those things. You know, if you hurt somebody else, ask them for forgiveness. You know, stop allowing the enemy to ride you, you know, of all the things that, you know, you're entitled to, so you do not have to be a victim of your circumstances and your limitations. Trust me when I tell you, you do not. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and, you know, his name is Jesus Christ. So I hope this video helps you guys. You know, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, you know, leave comments, questions in the description box. I love when in the comment box, my bad. I love when I hear from you guys. It encourages me and it inspires me to keep on going. So you guys persevere. Until next time. Mwah.